Today we're talking to St Albans City manager Ian Allinson at Bullpit Lane, home of Hungerford Town, where the Saints National League South match with Hungerford Town has been called off due to, well, what reason, Ian?
I don't know if it's a waterlogged pitch or a heavy pitch. I mean, it's that's strange because it was in 2:45 when the referees made the decision, but for me, you know, it's no worse now than it was at 2 o'clock or at 1 o'clock when we turned up. There is water laying in areas of the pitch, and the pitch is very, very heavy, and you know, the referee felt that it was quite dangerous in terms of the player's safety, so he's gone for that line and obviously abandoned the game, or even not even started the game, so postponed the game, should we say. There
are areas of the pitch, like we're looking down by the corner flag there now at the moment, where it is really bad, and the goalmouths are not too clever as well, and it would have cut up, but you look back to the 70s and 80s when you were playing in, you must have had pitches like this every week.
And that's what I said to the ref. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, he has to make a decision, and I don't think anyone should crucify him for that. I just felt it was made a little bit late. It could have been done a little bit earlier, and you know, we was prepared to play the game. As you can see from the warm-up areas, the pitch has cut up very, very heavy. And it is muddy, and it has ended up in a bit of a quagmire, which is what we expected. So the pitch would have cut up quite heavy. The area we've trained on has cut up quite heavy. The area that Hungerford has trained on has cut up heavy, and the whole pitch would have cut up by the end of the game. We know that, but you know, it's, what time is it now? Just gone 3, or it's 3 o'clock. Then it has stopped raining. The wind has got up, so it's one of them. You know, I just feel that we probably could have started it, and I think we'd have finished the game. Whether it had been a good game, only time would have told. Unfortunately, you know, we've travelled all the way down here. There's a lot of supporters turned up, and there's an expense for everybody there. And maybe, you know, looking back, maybe we could have started the game and see where we was in sort of 22.5-minute phases, and see where we was at halfway through the first half, see where we was at half time, and again as the second half went on. The forecast is for it to stop raining around about 4 o'clock. So, difficult one for me. I think we could have started it, and I think we probably would have finished it. Would it have been a good game? I'm not sure. Only time would have told with that, but we're not going to know now because obviously the referee has called it off.
We come into the game with wins of 7-2 and 4-0, so we're flying, knocking in the goals at the moment. But it would have been a different sort of game today. It would have tested the players' character in a different way.
Exactly, and that's what I said to the players before the game. You know, this is where you have to dig deep. This is where you're going to have to do some soul searching in terms of making sure you've got the right footwear, because it's not an AstroTurf, it's not a pitch like St Albans has been really good for us this year in terms of the quality of that. Make sure you've got the right footwear and make sure you're up for the battle. I mean, the question there, I said to the players before, if no one fancies it today, then you need to let me know now. But everyone was up for it, everybody prepared correctly. We did the warm-up correctly, but there's always at the back of your mind is what the referee's decision is going to be. And I think 2:45, the referee came out again. As I said to you there, I think the rain has actually stopped. I mean, it's been raining since we turned up here at just before 1 o'clock. So we've had nearly 2 hours of rain. I think what's not happened as well, they had a heavy frost last night. It was quite frosty here at 10 o'clock this morning. So again, it hasn't given the water time to actually sink into the pitch. So it is laying a little bit on the top. It is in both goalmouths. The top goalmouth's probably worse than the bottom goalmouth. And outside the area there, right the way through the middle, there is water laying there, and the ball wasn't rolling great. And when the referee walked through that area and was testing the bounce of it, it wasn't bouncing great. But we understood that. You know, you're not going to get perfect pitches at this time of the year. You are going to get pitches that are going to cut up quite badly. And I think even when you go back to Truro on the 1st of December, that cut up quite badly that day. So it would have cut up badly. I think the pitch would have been ruined for the rest of the season for them. But unfortunately, you know, he's made that decision. But as I said to you there, David, if you look at the warm-up areas where Hungerford have warmed up outside their dugout, it has cut up very, very badly, and it just turned into a bit of a quagmire.
There's been one bit of good news during the weekend with Percy Kiangiberni signing a contract to the end of next season.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, as we said before, he's 20 years of age at the moment. He is a player that we brought in, and I think he's made huge strides in terms of lots of stuff that he has to learn. And from where he was coming in from Enfield last year, he wasn't very much a regular there. He was a bit of a bit part player, and I felt he would be one of that bit part player for us this season in terms of learning the game and progressing that side of it. But you know, we've had to throw him in at the deep end with Tarek due to the injuries we had, and I think he's actually been a star in that side of it. And I think the last 2 games against Thurrock and against Dartford, the 2 goals has obviously capped fine performances from his side of it. And you know, we know he can play right back, we know he can play centre half, and we know he can play in midfield. So it's a great signing for us. Lots of things he's had to learn in terms of his discipline and stuff like that, which he's starting to grasp. He's training, he's turning up on time now, where lots of times at the beginning of the season we had to discipline him because he was always 5 or 10 minutes late, but he's always one of the first there now. He's learning fast on his feet, and for me it's a great signing for the rest of the season and for next season for us.
Well, we look forward to next Saturday now, 17th of February, away to Welling United. They beat us down the park. It's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, and you know, they're one of them sides that, you know, that will be looking to catch us as quickly as possible. So, you know, we've got to go there. You know, it'll be a week without a game, which is disappointing because I just think we did hit a bit of form, and today would have tested us in terms of what Hungerford were going to throw at us on a tough pitch, and then we'd have to just obviously take it from there. But you know, we've got a week to prepare him again, and then we go there, and hopefully we can pick up the 3 points. And one thing we mustn't do is let them win the game to catch us up. So we've got to plan and prepare correctly. We've got no injuries at the moment, which is good, and then we can go there next week. Unfortunately, it's just a cost for everybody coming here today. There's a cost for the supporters, the cost for the club, and then we've got to come back down here in the midweek in March at some stage.
Lovely, thanks so much, Ian. Have a good trip back.
Thank
There
you.
we are. Today's match, Hungerford Town, has been called off. The Saints away to Welling United next Saturday, the 17th of February. And apologies for the raindrops on the screen there. Hope it hasn't interfered with the viewing of Ian.